In this digital age, faith isn't just something that happens in a church or a temple anymore. So today, we're going to deconstruct a daily devotional to really see the sophisticated machinery working behind the scenes. We're going to see how just one single piece of content is actually engineered to build a massive worldwide community, one click at a time. Okay, so everything, and I mean everything we're about to look at hinges on this one single verse. This is the bedrock, the core promise that powers the whole message, this idea of being set free. So this isn't just some nice quote they picked out. No way. It's the emotional hook. It sets up this huge conflict right from the get-go and, at the same time, offers you the solution. So what are we actually looking at here? Well, it's really easy to just glance at this and think, oh, it's just a religious text. But it is so much more than that. This thing is a carefully crafted piece of digital media, specifically designed to get you to engage with it every single day. And check out the structure here. This is not just some random thought for the day that they came up with this morning. No, it's a super organized piece of a much bigger puzzle. The topic for today is actually part of a whole monthly theme. Think of it like a curriculum, a spiritual focus for the entire community. What this does is it creates this experience that feels a lot like a class, right? It guides everyone along the exact same path. All right, let's dive into the heart of the message. And like any really good story, it sets up a really clear problem and then, of course, a really clear solution. Let's break down what's actually being offered. So first things first, the devotional gives you an enemy to focus on, the spirit of death. And this isn't some vague, abstract idea. It's framed as a very real, active force that's behind all those negative feelings. Fear, despair, that kind of thing. And that's clever, because once you give the problem a name, you can offer a very specific solution to fight. And this slide just lays it all out, crystal clear. It's the core conflict. On one side, you've got the law of sin and death, all about fear and destruction, and on the other side, you have the spirit of life, promising freedom and victory. The message is basically saying, here are two paths, which one are you going to choose? It's super clear. Okay, so you understand the concept, but how does the devotional get you to actually do something, to take action? Well, this is where it gets interactive. It's designed to move you from just passively reading to actively participating.
Now, the first call to action, it's aimed right at the people who are already believers. This is all about reinforcement. The instructions are simple. Meditate on this. Trust in it. And that's a classic retention strategy, right? It makes the existing community feel seen, feel stronger in their faith before they even think about reaching out to new people.
But then, boom, a complete shift. This prayer of salvation you see here, it's not for the people who are already in the group. Nope, this is 100% an outreach tool designed to bring new people into the fold. This is that critical pivot from keeping your current members happy to going out and getting new ones. And look at how they do it. It's not just say a prayer. It's broken down into a super clear 4-step process. It's like a script, really. It takes what could be a really big, intimidating commitment and makes it feel, manageable, easy even. And each step is backed up with a specific Bible verse, which gives it this foundation of authority. And what happens right after someone makes this commitment? There's an immediate onboarding process. You get a congratulations and a free ebook. This is a classic engagement funnel, textbook. You give them immediate value and a clear next step to pull them deeper into the whole ecosystem. But here's the thing. This one devotional doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's really the front door to a much, much larger global organization. And this organization has a very specific and, let's just say, a very ambitious mission. And here it is, 500 million. That's the mission, stated loud and clear. Operation 500 million souls for Christ. Suddenly that number changes everything, doesn't it? That daily devotional, that prayer, that free ebook, they're not just content. They are tools in a massive global campaign with a very specific number attached to it. So, the big question is, how on earth do you even try to achieve a goal that big? Well, you mobilize your community. The document lays out 3 clear ways for people to get involved, which creates these different levels of engagement. You can be a prayer partner, you can be a volunteer, or you can be a kingdom investor. In other words, you can donate. This is smart because it gives everyone an entry point. No matter your situation, there's a way for you to participate. And this table here, it gives you a little taste of just how global and how coordinated this whole thing is. Look at this. They have synchronized prayer times lined up across dozens of countries and time zones. We're talking Nigeria, the USA, the UK, India, the Philippines. What this does is create this feeling of a living, breathing, 24/7 digital community that's all working together. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of their digital ecosystem. Where is all this happening? Well, it looks like the main tool for that real close-knit community stuff is WhatsApp, and that makes sense, right? It's perfect for creating those smaller, more intimate groups for prayer or specific discussions.
But, of course, it doesn't stop there. They also use Telegram, which is great for bigger broadcasts, like sending out podcasts or messages to a wider audience. And then, of course, you've got Facebook, the big one. You have to be there to reach a massive public audience.
And they're thinking about the future too. They're clearly going after a younger crowd with channels on TikTok and YouTube. Look, this whole multi-platform strategy is anything but accidental. It's a very deliberate, very comprehensive plan to meet people wherever they are online.
Okay, so we've peeled back all these layers. What's the big takeaway here? Let's quickly recap what looks like a playbook for building a digital faith movement in this day and age. When you step back and look at the whole thing, a really clear picture starts to form. This little devotional, it isn't just a nice inspirational message, it is a highly sophisticated marketing funnel. Think about it. It starts with a message that anyone can relate to, gives you a simple path to convert, brings you on board, and then plugs you into this huge global community that lives on all these different platforms. And it's all pushing towards one massive goal. You know, what we've really looked at today is a fascinating case study. It's about modern community building, where the lines between faith, marketing, and technology are getting really, really blurry. The tools we use every day on social media are being used to build and grow these global movements on a scale that would have been absolutely unimaginable just a few decades ago. And so that leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on, right? How is this mashup of technology and faith going to keep reshaping our world?